Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, sir.
Are we ready to go?
Yes, we are.
All right, give me 1 second. Start in 10 seconds. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Trayon White Sr., Ward 8 Council Member and Chair of the Committee on Recreation, Libraries, and Youth Affairs. Today is Monday, June the 13th, 2022. We are meeting remotely using Zoom platform. The time is now 11:12 a.m. And we are calling this public roundtable to order. Today we'll be reviewing the following resolutions. PR 24-0716. The Commissioner on Aging and Pacific Islander Community and Development, Artisha Naidu, confirmation resolution of 2022. PR 24-0717, Commissioner on Asian and Pacific Islander Community Development, Jennifer Anderson, confirmation resolution of 2022. I think it's supposed to say affairs. PR 24-0719, Commissioner on Asian and Pacific Islander Community Development, Krishna Ghodiwala, confirmation resolution of 2022. Forgive me if I mispronunciated your name. I will fix it. Definitely want to respect your names. PR 24-0721, Commissioner on Asian and Pacific Islander Community Development, Niranjan Adhikari, confirmation resolution of 2022. With no action, the resolution will be deemed disapproved on June 18th, 2022. However, this committee's practice is to hold roundtables on nominees for agencies under committee jurisdiction before that takes place. On the Commissioner on Asian and Pacific Islander Community Development is to advise the mayor of the council and director on Office of Asian Island Particular Affairs and the public, okay, there we go, on the views and needs of Asian and Pacific Islander communities in the District of Columbia. Serving on the board gives residents and government agencies insight into issues pertaining to the Asian and Pacific Islander communities. I look forward to hearing from witnesses. There are no public witnesses that have signed up today, so we will start with our government witnesses. We will start with Artisha Naidu. If you are here, we'll elevate you to the panel. If you can cut your screen on. There we go.
Hi, good afternoon, Councilmember White and committee members.
Good morning. We're going to start off with swearing you in.
Okay.
If you can start by raising your right hand. Matter of fact, we might as well just swear everyone in at the same time. If everyone is ready, we'll elevate everyone at the same time so we can swear everyone in. Okay, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, I see 4. It is the practice of this committee to swear in and affirm government witnesses. You can start by raising your right hand. And cut your mic on with your other hand, I guess. Yep, there we go. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give today to the Committee on Recreation, Library, and Youth Affairs is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Please affirm by saying I do.
Councilmember, we can't hear you. Nominees, you can put your hands down.
Check 1, 2. Can you guys hear me now?
We hear you
No.
great, Councilmember.
I appreciate you guys. Because my technology has been really terrible this morning. Then I switched it to my phone. So let's try to push through this if we can. I want to start with you, Miss Naidu. Now correct me on your name if I mess it up, please.
Can I start?
Yes, you can start with your opening statement.
Good afternoon, Councilmember White and committee members. I would like to start off by thanking the mayor and the committee for allowing me to testify today. I'm extremely humbled and honored to be in this position. I was raised in an immigrant household to Fijian parents who came to the US in the late 1980s. Growing up, each day was a unique cultural experience where I was faced with navigating multiple identities. Although I identified as a Fijian American, I noted my ancestors descended from Indian slaves. I simply did not look the complex history, and quite frankly, no one had ever heard of Fiji. I was labeled as simply Indian and tossed aside by society to figure out the rest. I felt as if I did not truly belong anywhere. As I grew older, I learned more about racial injustice and the API community at large. I attended the University of California, Davis, where I earned a bachelor's degree in community and regional development. During my time in undergrad, I not only learned about the theoretical aspects of community bonds in the API community, but also made a real-world impact through hosting events and forums aimed to advance the economic and social needs of the community. I then went on to work in racial equity policy for a number of state and local organizations, resulting in a number of greater equitable city planning measures. I went on to the George Washington University, where I broadened my academic knowledge of racial equity and major issues impacting the API community. I used my newfound knowledge to continue to make a difference in the community. My work included expanding racial equity policies and economic opportunities, including starting the GLAM, Girls Leadership Apprenticeship and Mentorship Program, which aims to provide apprenticeship opportunities to minority girls. I now work as a consultant at Deloitte, where I continue to advance the priorities of my community by working on projects centered in Southeast Asia and participating in recruiting efforts targeted towards Pacific Islanders. Needless to say, I have worked tirelessly to improve the lives of the API community. My personal and professional background have shaped me into who I am today. It has led me to find a greater sense of community within the API community and to value my ethnic background. As a member of the Mayor's Commission on API Affairs, I will continue to use my personal and professional background to make a positive impact. My background lays the groundwork for my vision for the future of the Commission. Although APIs make up one of the fastest racial groups in the US, Asian hate and violence is at an all-time high in the pandemic. About 13% of Asian Americans live below the poverty line. 1 in 5 APIs experience discrimination in the rental and home buying process. APIs have suffered the largest percentage decline in home ownership of any racial group. As a commission member, I would work to address these issues and more. I wish to serve on the Mayor's Commission to build a safe place for the API community in DC, both for residents who are new to the area and for those who have spent several years or a lifetime here. I envision a commission that expands the economic, social, and cultural well-being of the API community in an equitable manner. Specifically, I will spearhead efforts to expand workforce development program opportunities and expand the amount of cultural programming hosted by the district for the API community. This will involve hosting API-specific workforce development workshops, working with local businesses and universities to ramp up API recruiting efforts, and expanding cultural programming. I will also work with the Commission to combat anti-Asian hate through education. In short, I will continue to use my passion to advance the API agenda in the district. I'd like to thank the committee, the mayor, and all those listening in for their time. I welcome any questions you have for me at this time.
Thank you. Before we go to any questions, I'm gonna give the opportunity for the other panelists to give their opening statements. We'll go to Krishna Ghodiwala. And please tell me your name so I can know it.
You got it right.
Woo!
Good morning, Councilmember White and committee members. My name is Krishna Ghodiwala, and first and foremost, I would like to thank the mayor for this nomination and also the committee for holding this hearing and taking the time to learn more about my background today. I am a second-generation Indian American woman, and I received my bachelor's degree in English literature and political science at the University of Toronto, where I specialized in South Asian post-colonial history. I am also the founder and CEO of Accent, a political consulting and texting firm that has served progressive candidates and organizations across the nation. Before I was a business owner, though, I was a regular in the Wilson Building, where I worked in Mayor Bowser's Office of Community Affairs, specifically within the Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives from 2015 to 2018. It was there during those 3 years that I honed my passion for city government and its ability to touch so many lives in the ways that really matter. There, I worked to engage women and girls across all 8 wards of our great city. I was part of the small but mighty team that developed so many of the programs that we see thriving today. Our efforts included initiatives focused on public health and safety, professional development, and family enrichment, to name a few. Most importantly, we centered inclusivity in everything we did. As a team of Black and Brown women, we were passionate about bringing women and girls who looked like us to the table. We wanted these women to be tuned in with their local government and to know that there's always a place for them in the halls of the Wilson Building. It was that drive that led me to our wonderful colleagues at Moapia. Eager to meet other Asian Americans in this space, I got to know the team early on and eventually put forth an idea. I suggested that Moapia host the city's inaugural Diwali celebration to help engage more South Asian Americans living and working in the district. As we operated in uncharted territory, it was truly a labor of love. We had to change our location 3 times because the RSVP list kept growing. And the night of the event, we had a member of Congress and the Deputy Indian Ambassador show up. What started as a hopeful experiment turned into a beautiful tradition that I am so grateful to the Moapia team for continuing year after year. While my role with the district government officially ended in 2018, this city has continued to be a critical part of my journey. Having been the place I've called home for 7 years and counting, this is the city where I developed my name in the political and civic space, launched my own business, and have cultivated a community of friends, family, and colleagues who have been paramount in making the district of the place I am proud to call home. It goes without saying that when the opportunity to serve my community as a commissioner arose, I was ecstatic. Having first entered the Wilson Building as a scrappy young professional who had just moved to DC, I am overjoyed at the prospect of returning to the same building with more experience and insight to support the efforts of Team Moapia and our rich and vibrant AAPI communities in the city. Because of my professional experience in national politics, I have had the great pleasure of connecting with the next generation of AAPI leaders and activists who are working tirelessly to bring our communities closer to our elected leaders. Over the past few years, these efforts have been more important than ever, as so many of our AAPI neighbors have experienced unparalleled levels of discrimination and cruelty. As a commissioner, I would like to bring my network closer to the district's mission of cultivating a more inclusive city that celebrates the diversity of our many communities, because even they know that true change happens at the ground level. I would like to continue supporting the special events hosted by Moapia, such as Diwali, because those are the cultural exchanges that serve as a magnet to attract members of our community who may not otherwise have taken an interest in their local government. Alongside these events, I would personally like to support initiatives that highlight the various AAPI communities within the district and their many unique contributions. Specifically, and I say this as the proud daughter coming from a long line of small business owners, I would like to amplify the voices of our AAPI small business owners who are embedded in every corner of our city, from operating fine dining establishments that we frequent for special occasions to running the corner stores that fuel our communities on a daily basis. At a time when so many feel a sense of despair in our nation, the district has an opportunity to showcase what inclusion truly looks like, what thriving immigrant communities can look like. We have an opportunity to show tourists and residents alike that this city is more than monuments and museums, that it is a cultural hotbed where people from all corners of the world have come to build their homes. And in doing so, They make the district a richer place to live, work, and visit every single day. When people think of the most diverse places in America, they immediately list cities like Queens, New York, or the Bay Area. So why not Washington, D.C.? I would like to do my part on the commission to find creative ways to bring the stories of our residents to the forefront as our tourism bodies continue to promote the many wonderful things the city has to offer. To let our visitors know that the district is full of not so hidden treasures where they can get a peek into the vibrant communities that make the city so special. Lastly, by tapping into the network of AAPI small business owners, we know that we are also getting closer to the families behind those businesses. Known for living in close-knit, intergenerational households where cultures collide for a quintessential immigrant experience, I want to continue supporting Mawapia in ensuring that each member of the household, from the non-English speaking elders to the second-generation youth, feel empowered to seek the services and resources they need to thrive. AAPI communities are incredibly diverse, both ethnically and in their experiences. At this very moment, our city is home to both long-established immigrant communities and new refugees who are still trying to find their way in this country. I want to support Mawapia in being a resource for both. That means acknowledging the complexity of the term AAPI and having the experience to navigate that complexity with kindness and generosity. I have built a career in national politics on a strong foundation of organizing in diverse communities. I gained the insight to do that work because I, myself, have been a product of one of those communities. I want to harness my personal and professional experience to support Mawapia's relentless efforts to let the district's various AAPI residents know that, regardless of their ethnicity, their faith, their language, or their personal experiences, they are celebrated and supported in the city. Thank you for your time and consideration today, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much. We're going to come back with questions. We will proceed to our next panelist, Jennifer Anderson.
Good afternoon, Chairperson White and members of the Committee on Recreation, Libraries, and Youth Affairs. I would like to begin my testimony today by thanking Mayor Bowser for nominating me to serve on the commission, and also you, Chairperson White, and the committee for allowing me to come before you today. My name is Jennifer Anderson, and I come from a U.S. Army family, growing up in Seoul, Korea, where my mother is from. I've called the district my home for 15 years after coming to DC as a student at American University. The district's diversity and vibrancy makes it very difficult to picture myself living anywhere else. Growing up in an Army family, serving others was a core tenet of my upbringing. I began my career working in international development advocacy organizations, focusing primarily on global health initiatives. So for example, at the One campaign, we stressed the importance of bipartisan support in order to get our work passed, and brought together diverse coalitions, as we used to say, from evangelicals to Instagram influencers, to get these initiatives across. And at Nothing But Gnats, a campaign dedicated to malaria, I worked with members to organize events within their communities to inspire advocacy organizations as well as grassroots giving. At the anti-human trafficking organization, the Polaris Project, I worked on public education of this issue through direct outreach and community events and presenting at workshops. In 2019, after having volunteered on political campaigns in the past, I parlayed my experience working on nonprofit mobilization campaigns to working directly for candidates with strong commitments to social and economic justice. For example, on Senator Elizabeth Warren's presidential campaign, I worked on the team that was charged with the preparation and execution of principal events, such as large-scale rallies, concerts performed by surrogates, and press conferences. I currently work in the hospitality industry, one of DC's strongest sectors, as a sommelier and as a manager at a nationally recognized award-winning local wine bar in Shaw called Maxwell Park. We have had to deal with the tricky challenges of how to create a welcoming environment that keeps guests safe, complies with the changing public health guidelines and regulations, and keeps the business stores open. It has been heartening to be part of a professional network that has rallied together during this very difficult time to help one another recover from the effects of the pandemic while also showing up for other members of the community. In addition, I've also volunteered on voter protection and language access initiatives, such as working on the National Voter Protection Hotline, personally taking calls in English, Spanish, and Korean. At the beginning, and I've also volunteered for organizations focusing on refugee resettlement and assisting survivors of human trafficking. At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, I helped launch a rapid response organization called Project N95, focused on addressing the personal protective equipment shortage for first responders, utilizing my experience with building partnerships, volunteer recruitment and management, and creating strong internal systems and procedures. I believe that becoming involved at a local level is very critical. Most of the legislation that affects us on a day-to-day basis are decisions made at the local level. My background working on both in the nonprofit and local business community in DC will provide perspective on the Commission's goal of fostering efficient and effective partnerships. Mayor Bowser has demonstrated a strong commitment to the AAPI community by having dedicated her office in government, the largest of its kind in the country, which is taking care to recognize through its work that the AAPI community is not a monolith. There are a wide range of backgrounds and diversity even within specific communities. For example, while I strongly identify as being Korean and biracial, I recognize that this experience is very distinct from my Korean American friends and family who grew up in the US. I continue to listen and learn from their experience. Being able to highlight the nuances between cultures broadens our understanding of very different points of view. The Commission has done a great job of reflecting the breadth of the Asian American and Pacific Islander community and its priorities by focusing on a wealth of issues. Mayor Bowser has made a commitment to ensure that every Washingtonian gets a fair shot. The Language Access Act is a policy that puts this idea into practice. The DC has emphasized language access and community outreach on key programs, particularly small business owners. Income inequality in Asian American communities has nearly doubled, and it's now higher within the AAPI community than any other racial or ethnic community. The Commission's work should continue to focus on the underserved and make sure that they are aware of the government's programs and make sure that everyone's voices are heard. With violence against the AAPI community on the rise, visibility and representation of the community is even more critical. These xenophobic actions are often gendered, with women reporting twice as many incidents as men. While discrimination is not new, the rapid increase in hate crimes is concerning, and public education initiatives like the Hate Stops With Us campaign is crucial. In addition to focusing on ways to strengthen the community, it's important to celebrate the AAPI community and its rich cultural heritage. The mayor's office's cultural events and programming has really been very strong, and I would love the opportunity to support them and develop them further. I'm experienced in planning and executing large-scale events and can help provide direction and advice on this front, as well as event promotion to make sure that there's a broader reach and awareness of these events. Washington, D.C. is an incredibly diverse city, and it would be an honor to serve in an administration that celebrates these differences and empowers all Washingtonians to be active citizens. Thank you so much for your time, and I welcome the opportunity to answer your questions.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now we have Niranjan Adhikari. I see that. There we go. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Councilmember White. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Niranjan Adhikari. I'm nominee for the reappointment to the Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander Community Development. I thank Mayor Bowser for nominating me, and I thank you to chair this hearing and the council and member of the committee for holding this hearing. I'm an attorney and I manage a client-centric law firm in Washington, D.C., which I founded in 2006 in the District of Columbia. I've served clients from different backgrounds, ranging from Fortune 1000 company to public companies, research universities, individuals, families, and investors. I received my law degree from University of California, Berkeley School of Law, and I was associate editor for the Berkeley Journal of International Law. Serving as a member of the commission has been a very fulfilling experience for me. I had the opportunity to work with the other commissioners, Mayor's Office on Asian Pacific Islander Affairs, and I take this opportunity to thank our elected leaders and staff at the Mayor's Office to make DC as a great place to call and make home. Commission has undertaken a number of events and activities and outreaches to serve the District of Columbia residents and address the matters of concern of AAPI community members. While I'm proud of the work of the commission has done, but I also look forward to do more while serving on the commission for the second term. If I'm reappointed to the commission, I hope to work with the commission and also with the office to increase the awareness and dialogue and outreach regarding issues the AAPI community face, improve the access to city services for the AAPI community, particularly among the least fortunate one, develop partnership and collaboration with the various agencies of the government, non-profits, and businesses to connect resources to AAPI community and other district residents. Increase the reach and awareness about city services among AAPI community and help city better deliver important services to the resident, including AAPI. Support mayor and mayor's office effort to serve the resident, including AAPI community. I hope to advise the council for its leadership to make DC an attractive place to work, build a home, start a business, and grow a family. Regarding my public interest and community works, I have led a number of pro bono initiatives with different bar associations, South Asian Bar Association, American Immigration Lawyers Association, District of Columbia Bar Association, and I have provided pro bono legal services to member of various faith groups, member of U.S. Armed Services, and indigenous community from various national ethnic backgrounds coming from almost all continents and various parts of the U.S. I have served the various nonprofit board. If appointed, I hope to bring those experience to my work at the API Commission. I recently completed my 2 term as the Secretary of the Executive Board of Duga Temple of Virginia, and I currently serve on the board of MIT Enterprise Forum for the District of Columbia and Baltimore. I volunteer as a co-chair of the Citizenship Nationalism Committee of District of Columbia, chapter of American Immigration Lawyers Association, where I also volunteer as a liaison to the District of Columbia chapter and the USCIS. These experiences and relations I have built over the years will help me to engage more effectively with our diverse API community. In my free time, I like to play soccer in the district, and also I like biking. I believe I could be a strong candidate for the commission based on my previous experience and professional background and community involvement and my South Asian heritage as a Nepalese American that I can bring to the commission. With my experience with the commission, I can see what he has been working, what he hasn't, and all in all, I hope to build a broader coalition with the current and past members of the commission and broader AAPI resident to better understand the needs and concerns of AAPI resident of the city, advise the mayor, council, and the district director's office on Asia and Pacific Islanders Affairs. I hope you will give a due consideration to my nomination. If you choose to approve my nomination, I look forward to your support and leadership. I seek to volunteer to serve in the districts for district residents. This concludes my testimony. I look forward to any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I'll jump back to Ms. Naidu, and I'll be asking brief questions. They're gonna push through this. Thank you guys for your patience and forgive me for my technology issues, and I know we're gonna work through it. Ms. Naidu, are you a district resident? And if confirmed, you plan on residing in the district during the duration of your appointment?
Yes and yes.
Okay. Have you been or are you currently a member of any other government board or commission?
No.
Okay. Do you or anyone in your immediate family have any interest, financial or otherwise, that may directly or indirectly pose a conflict of interest with the performance of your duties?
No.
Okay. Do you have any outstanding liability, taxes, fees, or other payments in the district, federal, state, or local government that are contested or uncontested?
No.
Okay. Are you an attorney? If so, are you a practicing member?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll move on to Krishna Ghodiwala. All right. Are you a district resident? And if confirmed, do you plan on residing in the district during the duration of your appointment?
Yes and yes.
Thank you. Have you been or are you currently a member of any other district government board or commission?
No.
Okay. Are you an attorney? And if so, are you a member, practicing member in the state bar?
No.
Okay, got it. Do you or anyone in your immediate family have any interest, financial or otherwise, that may directly or indirectly pose a conflict of interest with the performance of your duties?
No.
Okay. Do you have any outstanding liability, taxes, fees, or other payments to the district, federal or state?
No.
Or other governments are contested or uncontested?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ms. Anderson?
Hello.
Hello. Are you a district resident? And if confirmed, do you plan to reside in the district during the duration of your appointment?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been or currently a member of any district government board or commission?
I have served as a member of my ward's alcohol policy advisory committee, which is part of the ANC system.
Okay. Are you an attorney? And if so, are you a practicing member, active in your practice?
I am not an attorney.
Okay, great. Do you or your immediate family members have any interests, financial or otherwise, that may directly or indirectly pose a conflict of interest with the performance of your duties?
No conflicts of interest.
Thank you. Do you have any outstanding liabilities, taxes, fees, other payments to the district, federal or local, that are contested or uncontested?
Not to my awareness.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Adhikari. There we go. Are you a district resident? And if confirmed, do you plan on residing in the district during the duration of your appointment?
Yes.
Okay. Are you currently a member of any other District of Columbia board or commission?
No.
Okay. This let me ask you this. Are you an attorney?
Yeah, I'm an attorney, but I'm practicing federal law, so I'm not a member of DC bar.
Are you licensed in DC?
I'm licensed in New York.
Licensed in New York, okay. And is your license in good standing?
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you or any of your immediate family members have any interest, financial or otherwise, that may directly or indirectly pose a conflict of interest with the
No.
performance of your duties?
No.
Okay. Do you have any outstanding liabilities, taxes, fees, other penalties to the district, federal or state, or any local governments, contested or uncontested?
No, but I have few traffic tickets, but I guess those are.
You do? Okay. That's it. First, I want to thank you guys.
It's not a moving violation. It's just the parking. It's just, yeah, happens. Yeah.
I think that's part of the gross domestic product for DC. So, it's the price of living in DC. Unfortunately, we're going to fix it. I want to thank you guys for joining us this morning at this hearing. And been willing to take time out to serve, to add value to the commission. I think that everyone's unique perspective, experience, and voice is vital to helping the government move forward with policies and ideas that affects the Asian and Pacific Islanders community. And I want to thank you guys. And in closing, if anyone could not testify, would like to submit written testimony to be included in the official record, you can email your testimony to the Committee on Recreation, Library, and Youth Affairs. And that's rya@dccouncil.us. The record will close today, June the 15th. not today, I'm sorry, not June the 15th. It will close on June the 15th, excuse me. With no, give me 1 second. So it won't close today. I'm sorry. It will close on June the 15th at 5:30 p.m. With, let me see, somebody just wrote something in the comments. Let me see what that was. First person teaching answer by 12. Okay. Thank you. With no other further business before the committee, this roundtable is concluded. The time is now 11:48 a.m. and this roundtable is adjourned. Thank you to all who testified today. Have a blessed day and stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.